Welcome back, guys. I've been gone for a while because I'm currently working on one of those longer videos, more scripted, a little bit more editing work that I mentioned in, previous videos. I'm looking to make a couple of these longer, more scripted, also more polished videos, maybe some background music, some graphics, or maybe footage that is not just me sitting around in my apartment or outside for that matter. So, yeah, that's what I've been working on. I've been gone for a bit, but I return to you from the ground, of course, and I'm sitting here sipping on some creatine after I just finished my workout for today. Actually, technically speaking, it was the rest of yesterday's workout, and that's kind of what this video is about. See, I'm going to do today's workout later in the day. So late afternoon, early evening, I'm going to be meeting up with a friend and we're going to train together. And that is technically the workout that is scheduled per my workout program, per my plan for today. But despite this fact, I just did a workout session. I just trained, I lifted weights. So you might be hearing this and thinking, this guy hits the weights twice a day. That seems a little bit extreme. That's a little bit overkill. Am I actually visible on the camera? Yeah, I am. The thing is, I don't have two workouts scheduled for the day. But what I want to talk about today is how sticking to your schedule too rigidly can make you lose interest in working out. It can actually harm your consistency in some cases. And I've kind of alluded to this in the past a little bit, or I've addressed different aspects of working out that kind of fall into the same realm, into the same category. I talked about the value of having very individualized training programs, having different programs for different times throughout the year or different seasons of life, of work. Maybe there are times where you are working 9 to 5. There are times where you are very spontaneous. Maybe you don't know when you have to work, but then at times you have to work a lot. At times, you've got several days free. And there can be a lot of value in having different programs that fit these different seasons, again, of life, of your career, whatever it may be. But what you can also do is have a workout program that allows for flexibility in the first place. A lot of people, when they think about lifting weights specifically, think that what you do is you go to the gym or you go to the garage, the backyard, wherever you train. You hit the weights, right? You do your session, and then, you have your post-workout meal and you focus on recovery, try to get enough sleep, etc. But that training session is where the magic happens. That's what it all is about at the end of the day. That's not what working out has to be. And sometimes you don't have the time to do a 1 hour, 1 hour and 15 minutes, 1.5 hours, 2 hour, whatever workout. Sometimes you just don't have the time, but you do have 15 minutes, 20 minutes. In 20 minutes, you got to leave for work. You got to get in the car, you got to drive away. But you do have those 20 minutes until then. Can you do a full workout in 20 minutes? No, you can't. And then maybe when you get home from work in the evening, you're not really motivated to do that workout. You now have to do a 1.5 hour workout after you've already worked all day. And maybe you do it. Maybe you push through. Maybe you got that grit. You stay disciplined. You do it today. But maybe you don't. And maybe you do it and you do it for a week and you keep pushing, or a month, or however long. But you get to a point where you're just dissatisfied. And maybe you skip a workout here or there, or 2, 3, maybe you skip a full week, etc. Sometimes you just don't have the time for that 1.5 hour workout. So why don't you just split it up? This is something I have not seen a lot of people talk about, interestingly, because it actually seems extremely obvious once you think about it. Now, I will say that people who actually have to get to a gym, and this takes a significant amount of time, so anything above like 15 minutes, I think 15 minutes is well within reason for getting just about anywhere relatively spontaneously. But if you take like 20 minutes or more to get to the gym, maybe trying to get to the gym once and then doing everything makes sense. Even then, though, you can do as much as you can manage at the gym and then still add on to that at home with body weight exercises, or using, bottles of water or furniture or whatever as weights. Especially for people who work out at home, though, who have a home setup, a home gym, who maybe don't even train with weights, who maybe do body weight exercises, etc. I think there's a lot of value in viewing your workout for the day not as one activity necessarily, but just as work that needs to get done. If you've got 3 sets of bench press, and then you've got 3 sets of overhead press, and 2 sets of this, and 2 sets of that, etc., just view those as like a checklist. You don't have to do them in one sitting. And by the way, just the same, there are times where it can be very enjoyable to focus on doing everything in one sitting, to get it done, to have this one activity where you really, really go hard. And then it's done. It's over. It's finished. It really depends on the mood you're in. It really depends on, again, the season of life. But during times where you're struggling to get yourself to work out for 1.5 hours now, or you just, you keep running around, you got this appointment, you're meeting friends there, you got all of these different small things, and you're barely at home, you are constantly driving somewhere, taking public transport somewhere. Just put a set in here and there. Do 2 or 3 sets of bench press, and then get to work. Or, take that phone call that you need to take. And then when that is over, you go and you do your overhead press. And when you're finished, you continue doing whatever you were doing, or you go out, get dressed, go out, meet a friend, go on a date, whatever you're doing. You come back and you do those decline push-ups, whatever the fuck, I think you kind of get the idea. Instead of viewing the workout as one big thing that needs to get done over the course of the day, just like, going to work or a doctor's appointment or something. Of course, working out, in my opinion, is a lot more fun than many other things, but nevertheless, it's a great investment of energy. It's a lot of work, technically speaking, physical labor. So there are times where you just don't feel like it. There are times where you feel very bad about yourself, maybe, or you're just not quite there physically. Your body is not feeling great. And at these times, it can really help to take that stress out of the equation and not feel like, oh, fuck, I've done 1 or 2 sets of bench press and now I've got a billion sets ahead of me. No, you don't. Just do those few sets of bench press. Actually, if you only do those and you end up not managing to do the rest of the workout, that's still better than not having done the workout at all. But here's where I think the kicker comes in. Even if you, at the end of the day, have not managed to do the workout and it's fucking 2 a.m., okay? You've been working your ass off and you're sitting there thinking, am I really gonna train for close to an hour now and then have to probably eat something afterwards too? So I'm going to bed at 5 in the morning, 5:30. Am I really going to do that? And chances are many of you probably are not going to do that. Or you're going to do that and then really fuck up your next day because you went to bed even later. And now your sleep cycle is kind of out of whack. Why not do the rest of your work the next day? I just did the rest of my work from yesterday, which I couldn't finish because I got home too late. I was busy for much of the day. I did a significant chunk of my workout. I did the heavier sets, the mass builders, if you will. Then I went and did my stuff. And today I got out of bed, I ate something, and I did the rest of the workout. Now I'm going to chill for the rest of the day, and then I'm going to do my workout for today. Is that hard work? Sure, but what you have to keep in mind is that when you skip a workout, you're also getting more rest. So you're only training a little bit. Now, if we think of a training program that has, let's say, 5 days of training, 3 days of rest. So an 8-day training program. You got 2 days of training, rest, 2 days of training, rest, 1 day of training, rest, or something like that, which is a pretty chill program. But if we think of something like that, if I miss my workout, or I miss part of my workout on day 1, and I do the rest of that on day 2, I can still chill the fuck out on my workout that is actually intended for day 2, only do as much as I can handle, and when I feel like I can just not finish this, relax. You got a rest day right after. So you do the rest of your workout on the rest day, which is not a big deal because it's not a ton of work. And now instead of having done 2 days of really hard work and then having a day of rest, you've had 3 days of moderate work, or 1 day of a little bit of work, 1 day where you did part of this workout and part of that workout, so probably comes to about 1 full workout, and then another day with a little bit of working out. Does that really change the intensity of what you've done? I would say no. Now, if we go into the physiological details, are there going to be slight differences in how optimal this or that way of doing things are? Sure, although this is also going to vary from person to person. But that is a level of optimization that, in my opinion, is not relevant if it is keeping you from being consistent, from being productive, from working out hard and continuing to do so. And for me, this flexibility, which is an aspect that I've been incorporating into my workouts for a very long time in different ways. I had a dedicated workout plan for a long time that just had rep numbers that I had to hit for the day. This level of flexibility has really, really helped me work harder over the course of a year. So in the long term. Because if you're only training 3, 4, 5 months, if you're only really dedicated for those 3, 4, 5 months, and then the rest of the year, maybe you're working out a little bit, you're kind of half-assing it, there are full-on weeks, months where you're not working out, it doesn't matter that your training is super optimal when you're really dedicated. It doesn't matter that you're working hard. You're probably always going to be an intermediate lifter because that's just not enough. If you relax a little bit, if you chill the fuck out on this whole optimization thing, and you say, I'm going to work hard, I'm going to do my sets, I'm going to push myself on the sets I do. But beyond that, relax, man. As long as I get my work in for the week, it's cool. That kind of mindset changes the way you feel about training in a big way. Suddenly, it's not this sort of distant thing. It becomes more like a small habit. You know, like picking up an empty coffee cup and throwing it in the bin as you walk past your desk. Watering the plants in between work sessions. That type of thing. And you can make it as much an activity or as much a habit as you want, simply based on how many sets you do in a row. Currently, I have a workout program where every workout is separated into 3 different sections. Got a mass building section, which are, big movers. We got mostly compound movements where I'm moving a lot of weight. I'm getting the main amount of work in. I've got a refinement section, which is basically extra sets, mostly isolation work for the main muscle or main muscles, plural, that I'm training on that day. And then I've got a specialization section on every workout where I train things like neck, forearms, abs, that type of thing. And I like to do all the work in one section. And then if I have the time, I will continue to do the workout. But if I don't have the time or there's something I need to get done on the side, I'll do some work and then I'll do the next section and then I'll do some work and then finish with the third section. And this has been super enjoyable. And I don't see a lot of people programming in this kind of way. Most people just have a training session and that's what they do. And if that's fun to you, by all means, do it. But sometimes it's not fun. And working out doesn't always have to be fun, but it needs to be fun enough to be feasible, for it to be plausible that you're actually going to continue to work out. Let me think here. Did I forget something? I don't think so. Let's leave it at that. If you guys enjoyed yourselves, if you found this interesting, helpful, inspiring, entertaining, go ahead and leave a like. I would appreciate that a lot. And if you have any questions about anything I talked about, want to share your experiences with anything, go ahead and leave a comment down below. You can always ask me questions about anything when it comes to philosophy, health, fitness, or anything sort of related to that on Instagram as well. So if you have any questions, suggestions that are a little longer, maybe you want to make sure that I see something or you want to talk to me in private, go ahead and check me out on Instagram. And if you want a personalized training program to really get into lifting or maybe take what you're already doing to the next level, go ahead and hit me up on Instagram. We can sit down for an hour, hour and a half, and talk about when do you work, what other types of sports do you do, what are your goals, what does your schedule look like, etc. And we're going to figure out a great routine for you. If you're interested in that, go check it out. If you want to see more videos on philosophy, fitness, general health, go ahead and subscribe. And as always, activate the notification bell if you want notifications All that being said, I'll see you guys in the next one, which hopefully is going to be the video I've been chewing on for 2 or 3 weeks. Until then, have a good one.